I was at Target. I was at Target yesterday, and when I was walking out, there was a lady talking to like some lady from customer service, like a customer talking to a lady from customer service, and she was like fussing about something, and she was like super animated, and she was tiny. She was like maybe 5 foot tall, maybe 4'11", somewhere around. And I was like, damn, that lady giving Target lady the business. And as I'm walking out, I'm just thinking, it's so hard to take short people who are angry so seriously. Have you ever been in an argument with a very, very short person?
Yeah.
And like, you want to be, because it's an argument, you want to be upset about the situation, but at the same time, you're like, look at this little motherfucker just. Like, their arms and legs move so fast and shit. Their extremities move so it's hard to take that person seriously. Oh my God. Seriously, man. Just think about it. Every time you think about a short person arguing, you're gonna laugh your ass off.
Now I am. I'm gonna be like, is it an Oompa Loompa? I don't know.
We represent the lollipop. Oh, man. Welcome to the Alpha Geek Podcast, where we embrace our geekdom and respect everyone else's. I'm your boy, Antoine Britt, with my homeboy, Taras. How you feeling, man?
Good. Yeah. We just got back from Rochester, New York over the weekend. And we brought up from Virginia Beach to Rochester. Snow.
It's hail today.
Yeah.
It was 55 degrees yesterday, and it's hail today.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. I brought it back down. But it's wild, like the threat of snow coming down. Instead of like here, they shut everything down. There, the snowplows were out, ice trucks were out, salt was on the ground. They were ready for it. So.
Because they get ahead of it. They're used to having that type of weather.
Yep.
Here, they're like, snow's coming. All right, VDOT. Snow's coming. All right, VDOT. And then we'll have 5 inches of snow on the ground before VDOT, salts the road and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get ahead of that stuff.
Yeah.
You got to like put that shit down before the snow. And, they're used to it.
What is, there's supposed to be some bad weather coming in, like some high winds. And we just got a message from one of our students saying that all after school activities have been canceled. Businesses are shutting down already. We have students calling being like, are you guys going to cancel? Are you closing early? And I'm like, for what? Honestly, I didn't know for what. And they were like, winds.
Yeah, high winds. I guess it's like a safety thing.
For sure.
But I mean, if there's a possibility of like one motherfucker getting hurt, then you kind of want to, refrain from business. But the world can't stop just because there's high winds and rain and shit either. It's like, it's the world we live in, man.
It is.
We used to walk uphill both ways in the snow to school, 6 miles every day. And now you can't even walk outside where there's high winds.
Okay, all kidding aside, so I grew up in Rochester. I took Wendy to the house I grew up in, and I was like, "We're gonna go to my high school. We're junior high and high school. We're like right next to each other." So I was like, "Wendy, we're gonna drive what I used to walk," and we're driving, and I'm like, "Still walking." And she's like, you still were walking? I'm like, yeah. So no joke, it was like 6 miles.
Yeah, that's like so lean now, dude. Yeah,
we got buses and stuff.
And we did walk. It wasn't that long. It was like maybe a 15-minute walk to our bus stop. Well, the reason for that is because I wanted to play football at the high school that I was used to going to, and they had changed the districts, so I would have been going to another high school, and so I would walk into my desired high school district, so I can catch the bus and go to school there. We use like my uncle's address and all that shit.
Oh,
so, yeah, I was illegal as fuck. Which is kind of fucked up because I got in trouble all the time. If they would have known that I was illegal, they would have shit me off.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't know that you could even do so.
Hell yeah. Like district, here football is so competitive that, they try to, the district lines are so crazy. Like you can literally live across the street from the kid that's going to a different school. Like throw a rock and hit their house.
Yeah.
It's got crazy here in the 90s in the Hampton Roads area when it came to that.
Yeah, is ODU like a big football team? Like, is it?
As far as the student body, yes.
Student
but
body.
as far as them being a good team,
No.
Go Monarchs. First of all, go Monarchs. But they are not.
So it's not like it's a college where they try to draft football players.
It's
and like,
rebuilding. They're rebuilding. They brought a new coach in. Wilder was the coach for a long time, and he had. The rumor is that he really poisoned the water with recruiting here. I don't know if that's true or not. Again, rumor. If you know, go in the comments. Let me know. And because of that, we got blue chip athletes in Hampton Roads between the Oscar Smiths and the Bishop Sullivans. I mean, we got a Granby High School, Norview High School. We got a bunch of great athletes coming out of Hampton Roads, and these kids were just going other places, partially because, you wanted to kind of get away from home. And then also because recruiting was just so bad. And, again, rumor is that he promised these kids a whole bunch of shit and didn't deliver, so they went elsewhere. But now this new coach, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name right now, but he's the recruiting is a lot stronger, and he's in rebuilding. He's rebuilding the team, so give him a couple of seasons, they'll be cool. Be good.
Yeah, interesting. When we were in Rochester, rejumping up football, is like the Bills played on Sunday.
Yeah,
they won, so they're in the playoffs.
Hell yeah,
and the amount of excitement in my hometown, Rochester, Bill stuff everywhere, billboards, no joke. Like there's billboards. We're driving down the highway. It's Bills stuff everywhere. Everyone's wearing Bills jerseys. In the town, like Virginia Beach and Norfolk, I don't see a lot of like Redskins, Commanders.
But it might revert back to Redskins.
Really?
Yeah.
I did hear rumors about that.
Yeah. I think, I don't know the Native American, I don't know the acronym, but whatever that society is, and I sound like a fucking idiot right now, but evidently they want that name back for whatever reason. It's probably a revenue thing.
Yeah,
it's a money thing.
I did hear, and I think it was a specific tribe. I don't know which one it was either, but I think they spoke out and were like, you're now taking away our culture, and you're not recognizing it by changing it to Commanders. And so I don't know.
I mean, so what do you want them to change it to if that's the case? You want it from Redskins to the Washington Native Americans? Like, I mean, what do you? I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah. I mean, I get it, and you don't ever want to put any minority group of people in a box and dumb down their existence or dumb down their contribution to America as a whole. But also you got to understand, like, it was a sign of the times, and these teams now, they're bigger than the name of the team. I mean, they have a huge following. Like, people get up, the sun sets on some of these teams. Bills fans, like
Bills
the Bills,
fans, dude.
like they drop kicking tables and shit.
Yeah.
And I don't even know where that came from. Falling through tables. That's what is that about? What's the thing with that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've been so removed from it for so long that I don't even know.
Yeah. Huh. Well, and but speaking of playoff football, go Pack, go. My boy Jordan Love came correct. Jordan Love is the fucking, Jordan Love got a bunch of shit when Aaron was still there, and then when Aaron left, he started the season super slow. And, young quarterback trying to figure out the system. But this dude has been playing like unconscious football like the last 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, he's, 3,500 yards, 3,600 yards, 27 touchdowns. I mean, the dude's monster, very little. I think he has like 1 or 2 picks. I mean, the dude's he's a beast, man. So we play the Cowboys this weekend, and, even if we're one and done in the playoffs, it says a lot for Jordan Love and the potential of the franchise on the back of Jordan Love. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, cool. So where are they standing
So we're seventh okay. in the NFC playoff picture. Where I think the Cowboys are 2.
Okay.
So, and we're playing Cowboys at home. So, nowhere to go but up. Even if we lose, nowhere to go but up. So. it'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. And I got a bunch of buddies who are Cowboys. There's a bunch of Cowboys fans in this area, and got a bunch of buddies that are Cowboys fans. So I plenty of shit talking for the next 4 days.
Probably like in Virginia Beach, like this area, so it's so transient. There's not maybe that's why there's not one football team that people like love and get behind. Like Bills fans, man, that's like all we have.
That's all you got. Well, there's no team here. You know, even though I guess you can say the Commanders are our team, but really not. You know, they're considered a DC team or Northern Virginia team, and it's like between Northern Virginia and us is like worlds apart. Yeah, you know, so it'd be cool for us to have a team. And we have the infrastructure. Yeah. We could definitely have a team here between all the land and the arena at the ocean front, what's supposed to be happening with Janus Shopping Center in that area, and you know, them possibly putting a stadium there. I mean, you can definitely have it here, but you know,
we were supposed to get an NBA team. I heard it was supposed to be what was it? Do you remember which team it was?
I think it was the Hornets at one time.
The Hornets,
the Wizards, Hornets, whatever. And for whatever reason, that didn't happen, which would have been dope when Jordan was there. When Jordan played for the Wizards, that would have been fire. But yeah, man.
One thing I wanted to share is when I was in Rochester, cultural food. You wouldn't think that Rochester has a cultural food, but they have what's called a garbage plate. And there is a guy that lives here in Virginia Beach. He has a restaurant. I can't remember what it's called, but he does have a garbage plate. And I finally had one, and Wendy would not eat it. But it's like one of those, when you're watching a football game, you have to have it. It's macaroni salad, French fries, 2 patties of burgers, cheese, hot sauce, mustard, onions, all on a plate. Just
keep going and keep going. Yeah,
and then a roll on top to finish it off.
Of course, you gotta have a roll,
dude. I had one finally at Shaler's is a staple restaurant in Rochester, and it was outstanding. I forgot how good it was, and it's just so bad for you, but it's
terrible. I mean, but you got it. Win in Rome, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, Rochester looked like you had a fucking blast in Rochester. Yeah. Dude. You made some shit happen.
Yeah.
You went to House of Guitar.
House of Guitars. Yeah, I went to House of Guitars. That was like one of my first jobs. And inevitably, anytime I walk in that store, there's somebody, some sort of either signed band or up and coming band or music executive or a guitar executive all the time. And it's always like, my generation, when I was in there, we all kind of went our own separate ways and we developed our own professions. But Tommy Shippers was there, and Tommy Shippers was in a band called Immaculate Mary, and they are Guinness Book of World Record holders for the loudest band.
For the loudest band?
Loudest band. They actually beat out The Who.
Really?
Yeah. So if you do a YouTube search on it, they actually have like some British television company came down and recorded it all. And this was like in the 80s or 90s. And so anyway, so in talking with him, saying that I got this Alpha Geek podcast, he was like, we're friends. He's like, I have never released audio and video footage. He's like, I want to give it to you. He's like, I want you to play it on your channel. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, seriously. And not only does he have never released footage, and they're big still. And you know, like bands have like these cult followings. They're big in Japan. And he said a couple other countries where people still like try to get their t-shirts, and they have like those CD imports that are like selling for like $800. Like, so even though here they're not that popular anymore, but they are there. So I was like, dude, I would love, man, if you want to hand it over to us,
that'd be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Hell
so
yeah.
That was cool. But in talking with him, I come to find out that other collectible stuff he has, like he purchased a drum kit from Dio from, do you remember the band Dio?
It's ringing a bell.
Yeah, it's like an old 80s metal band. But anyway, he bought his drum set. And he's like, you got to come to my jam spot. Dude, it's like a museum. And if you ever saw the House of Guitars, it is littered with guitars and paraphernalia of just drums and keyboards and major bands that go through. Remember I was talking about TLC going through
there? Yeah, you were.
And now, going back, I can't remember if it was Shaba or if it was Busta that came through there.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
don't get those two mixed up.
Pretty different, right?
Busta be mad as shit. He's like, you think I look like fucking Shabba Ranks? It's not the sexiest
man. But they autographed this wall. So there's like on this wall at the store, there's all these famous autographs. And but anyway, Tom has in his spot like a museum, and he's like, I don't let anybody go in there and take photos or videos or anything. He's like, and he might be pulling my leg, I don't know, but he's like, but I'll let you.
Nah, dude, that's shit. There's some legitimacy. Even if you let a small number of people, that's still pretty fucking cool, man.
Huge, dude.
That's crazy.
Huge. So let us know in the comments if that's something you want to see, like never seen before, video and audio, heard audio footage of bands. I might have a hookup for that.
Yeah, please say cool. Yes. I want to see. I want to see it. I want to see if y'all want to see it. That's awesome, man. Anytime you are in the world that we live in, anytime you're able to have a one-off experience, that's always fucking cool, no matter what it is. Right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we don't have that anymore. It's very few and far between. So,
and it's really because of all of you who are subscribing and liking these videos that will allow us to actually, or to allow us to get content that will potentially never be seen, and it'll just be able to seen here. So
100%. Like if there's a local car lot, we talked about the elite car thing. So if you're not from this area, elite Auto is over on Virginia Beach Boulevard near the ocean front, and they specialize in just like high-end car, Ferrari. I mean, they have all the stuff that, you can, drive off the lot, but that's, 30, 40 grand. But they also have Ferraris and Scat Packs and Porsches. So we are going to be doing some stuff there. That's going to be fucking awesome, exciting. Man. Yeah, so, I mean, we're huge car nuts, and, I just, like you said, the ability to do this stuff, that's worth gold to me. Yeah. Like just going and like, just driving someone else's shit and burning the tires up a little bit, but that shit is cool. But hopefully they have a cool, like a Hellcat or something on there, Demon, Mopar no car, baby. That's my new shit. I know they make shirts Mopar no car, but man, I think the more I drive my car, my Rebel, and the more research I do on the Hellcats and the Demons and the Jailbreaks and the Hennessy's, it's like that's all I want now, man. That's all I want. Yeah. Man. So, yeah, man.
Let's do it. Let's test drive these things. So my lease is up. I got to make a decision of whether I buy my Jeep or go a different vehicle. And I started doing research last night, and I forgot they're coming out with the new Land Cruiser.
Yes, they're sick too. Man. Dude, the prices on the new Toyotas are just fucking
insane. High?
Yes, dude, everything. The new Land Cruiser, I think those like base price is like 62. Oof. The Sequoias, the Tundras, the Tacomas, Tacoma, the Forerunners. I mean, everything they make it, and there's value. The vehicle is dope. The resale value on those vehicles are like no other, especially when you start talk about the mid-size stuff like the Forerunners. And, but a SUV.
Yeah, we had rented a Forerunner, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a cool truck. So that's why I started researching. I was like, oh, it's cool. But I always thought that Toyota had more reasonable base pricing, because the Bronco, I'm going to go still test drive the Bronco, and I'm going to get some video footage of that. It's like $100,000 for the fully loaded. Can't remember what the model was, but the Raptor.
Yeah. Dude, $100,000 easy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But that's the world we live in now, man. The premium is a premium. Like you gotta pay to play, man.
Yeah.
You gotta pay to fucking play. You can easily get a Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
It'd be okay.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
You got a Camry.
Not gonna do that.
You'll get clowned by the Juggernaut real quick. It's like look at my new car. It's like 6-cylinder.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Have you heard about the latest Star Wars drama going on?
No,
Can we get into that a little bit?
Yes, let's get into that, because a lot of it seems like it's been a long time since we recorded last, and there's a lot of shit that's been going down over the past like week to 10 days, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, put them up on game on the Star Wars thing.
So if you may have heard, in the last few days, Star Wars announced the new director, and her name is, and I'm going to probably mispronounce it, but Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. She is a Pakistani Canadian that is known for filming the atrocities against women in Pakistan. So, which culturally is a real thing that's happening over there. And now she made these documentaries, which I guess are award-winning films, which great to her for doing that. But Disney decided to make her the new director of Star Wars. What? And she is quoted saying, so if you are all in the Star Wars universe, she is quoted saying, I want to make films that make men uncomfortable. What does that mean? I don't even know. Thoughts?
I mean, dude, should I even touch it? I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna fucking touch it. What? Okay. Why, in order for you? Okay. So making a great movie is second on the totem pole. Now, like you don't. Women make us uncomfortable enough on a daily basis, right? You don't have to try to make us uncomfortable.
Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, Star Wars and Disney and that whole, they're under enough fire as is. Like there's very mixed reviews on the content that they've been putting out over the last 5 years. So why not, and this is just me, this is just the asshole talking, why not just make a great movie?
Yeah.
You know, just make a movie, something that the fans can get behind, because it's been proven over the last phase 4 of Marvel that if you don't listen to the fans will not come and see your shit. The Marvels should have been easily a $750 million movie. Yeah. I mean, it's a sequel. You have 3 great leading ladies. There, I mean, off of the Miss Marvel show, Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel, you introduce Monica Rambeau to that mix. You have, the cast is legit. $750 million movie all day. That movie did what? Right at $187 million. You lost so much money. You put so much money into this thing and you lost it all. Yeah. You know, the fans, when you make great content, the fans will tell you, and dude, they'll sing your praises from the fucking mountaintops. Yeah. Like Infinity or Infinity War, Endgame, all, like any Iron Man movie, and those Iron Man movies weren't the greatest, but they spoke to what the fan wanted. Right. You know? And Kathleen
Kennedy comes out and says, in defense of her comments of Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, saying that the fandom is a small part of these movies, and she feels like they're not what support these movies.
All right. I guess you hate money. You fucking hate money.
That's exactly what. So all these other YouTubers are talking about this, and that's exactly what they said. It's like, you were literally just throwing money away. Yeah. Like, you don't care.
Hate money. Well, we'll see. Yeah. I'm telling you, like, people, I think these exec and these higher up in these studios coming out with all this content over the past, let's just say 15 to 20 years, they've gotten spoiled because they've just been throwing shit out and it's been sticking to the wall, and the fans love it. And it's because you're staying close enough to the source material so that there's a connection with the fan. But as soon as you start breaking that shit, the fan, they'll let you know. Don't worry. Yeah. They'll let you know.
Seriously. You know, and I just learned that you might spend $300 million making a movie, but then when you got to promote it, and that's like another $300 million that they throw into that. So
100%.
You see people gross these numbers. They're like, oh, okay, they grossed 500 million. Well, the movie might have cost this, but to get it out there costs double that. So I don't know if like people like recognize. I didn't. So a little education for you. Yeah. It costs a lot more to advertise it.
That's crazy. And it's weird that that's happening now, coming off the heels of the whole Bob Iger thing. Bob Iger saying that the reason that Phase 4 is done so poorly is because there's been an absence of front office on the set of these movies. You know, the executives are kind of like, okay, we're going to step back and let you do the thing. We need more of that.
Yeah.
Also, this is what he said. I don't believe that. And also that we are going to put a higher priority on making great content and less on messaging.
Yeah.
And then this happened.
Exactly.
And it's
exactly. Exasperation. Insert. Like, what
is going to get ugly? It's going to get ugly.
The hypocrisy behind what they're saying is just like, I mean, it's like, I mean, they're like literally politicians. Like, I'm going to tell you one thing, but I'm going to do another. Like, it's so, and this is just for entertainment. This is what brings people together. This is our escape. And this is what I don't know. I just frustrated.
And, you know, I'm a giant black dude. Like, there's definitely a need for representation from all types of people, from different backgrounds, religious, sexual origin, or sexual preference, whatever. But also, I'm going to the movies to see the guy that I saw in the comic books,
right,
or the girl that I saw in the comic books. I don't like the message that the anger you're trying to pull out of this man right now is going to be lost.
Yeah.
It's because half the time I'm drunk. I had a couple drinks and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to see fucking Wolverine slash him sit up, or I'm going to see, you know, Captain America throw a shield and bust somebody in the head. That's what I'm going to see.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I don't care about the message.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know what the message should be? You had this leading lady who would never have made this much money, just make $100 million.
Yep.
That speaks to people like me, because she came, she represented, she did a great job, she just made a bag.
Yep.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Wolverine. Last episode we talked about movies we're excited about. Deadpool 3 was one of those movies. Come to find out, they're cutting out Wolverine from, Ryan Reynolds says there is this moment at the end of the movie where Wolverine is the moment that makes everything happen. The executives decided they don't want that to happen. They want to put in She-Hulk. He comes out and he's fighting completely against it to put it back in. So Ryan Reynolds is fighting the fight, man.
Now, is that like a confirmed, is that confirmed that they want it to, even if it didn't happen, which God, I pray it didn't happen, but is it confirmed that they wanted to replace the Wolverine character with She-Hulk?
Yes, because I guess the She-Hulk character, they wanted to push that whole show, and they wanted to make they wanted the Marvel universe supposedly to revolve around She-Hulk. So now this is from a couple
good Lord,
YouTube guys that are really connected with the whole Disney thing, and they have like insiders telling them about these 2 scripts that are coming out for the Rey Star Wars and how they're going to flop. And come to find out, like, Dave Filoni is like flipping on everything, and like Jon Favreau is getting frustrated. So there's like major drama in there.
Sheesh, man. I'm telling you, man, like you guys, like you're making your bed.
Yes.
You're making your bed, because the fans, like, we've shown it. We have shown you between Phase 4 and then the last little bit of the DCEU. We've shown you that when you make shit, you will not come and see it.
Yep.
And these theaters, they're going to be empty like COVID again.
Yeah. Like, and what is do they not see those numbers? Like, I would just, man, if somebody has any insight on that, I would love to know, like, what is it? We both run businesses. Like, I know if we could have the best product and the best service, in our own heads, and we think it's amazing, but nobody's coming in those doors and paying for it ain't that good.
Nope.
Like,
yeah, I think you're giving them too much credit. You're giving these executives think they're fucking bulletproof, man. Mm-hmm. They really do, man. And like, the numbers don't lie. And if you ignore them and just say, look, we're Disney or we're Sony or whoever we are, we're going to make what we want to make. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Maybe some of these executives were on Jeffrey Epstein's island.
Look, we said we weren't going to fuck with that. Dude. We had a gentleman's agreement that we weren't gonna do. Have you seen all the Stephen Hawking memes?
No.
So evidently Stephen Hawking's on the list.
Oh,
He's
no.
on the list. I'm like, how the fuck? The memes are ruthless. The internet is undefeated.
Oh.
It's so funny, man. And
Well, I think Steven Spielberg was on the list too.
I mean, Whoopi Goldberg was on the list.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was like, these lists are coming from, now that it's become a thing, they're coming from so many different sources now. Some of that shit is bullshit.
Yeah.
And or maybe I mean, Stephen Hawking, I feel like that's a waste of a God, man, I feel like that's the waste of a ticket.
I'd like to go to an island.
I mean, how do you flirt with a chick?
I don't
like with the
man. Speaking of wrongness and just
God.
crazy stuff, going back to the Star Wars thing, South Park did a whole, Cartman had this dream where he became Kathleen Kennedy. It is funny. I just saw it and I was like, oh my God, that is perfect.
I need to see it.
We gotta
see it, man.
Oh dude, we gotta do a reaction video on that.
Man, let's do it.
Yeah.
On a good note, one good thing that Marvel or Disney and Marvel are doing, this rumor is not finalized yet, but they're gonna replace Jonathan Majors, who, just a quick, reminder, he was found guilty of misdemeanor assault. So, and immediately Marvel was like ready to hit the button. And as soon as he was found guilty, they hit the button, got him out of there. Now, a lot of people are hoping they would just pivot and bring in, do the Dr. Doom thing, which everyone wants.
Yeah.
Seems like everyone wants, but it looks like they're going to recast the Kane character with Coleman Domingo. Coleman Domingo is an actor, awesome actor. He's in the new movie Rustin. It's like the organizer for all of the marches from Martin Luther King marches and things like that. He almost like his right hand man. He is in that. He's in Euphoria, I believe. He was the voice of Galvatron in the Beast Wars movie, or Rise of the Beast movie. So the dude is, I mean, when you talk about like just a sexy motherfucker, you like think Barry White hit the gym.
Yeah.
You got Coleman Domingo. Yeah. So that, while it was in our eyes, it would have been very hard to recast that role. I feel like they might have got it right with that one. He's the voice, the smoothness, that kind of like, that presence, that very like just masculine, just scary fucking presence.
Yeah.
I feel like he has that.
Have you ever watched Voices? Have you ever watched the cartoon Gargoyles?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm just looking up the main character in Gargoyles was
what was that?
Goliath.
Dude? Yeah.
Goliath.
He was voiced by what was that gentleman's name?
Keith David?
Yes, he was Hawk, Spencer for Hire. You remember that show back from the early 90s, Spencer for Hire?
Yeah.
He played the character Hawk. He was like his homeboy, his like right hand man, and he was a bad motherfucker in that. Yeah. He was. My mom used to love that show, Spencer for Hire.
Wow,
y'all remember that?
But man, when you said Voices, I was like Goliath, because man, he had the voice.
They're doing a live action Gargoyles movie too.
Ooh,
yeah, they're doing that.
Who's putting that out? Who owns Gargoyles?
No idea. But man, yeah. So. That's a good look. That's a good look for Marvel. I just stick the landing, man. Yeah, I just want them to stick the landing. And have you been keeping up with all the Katt Williams stuff?
No. So I think I saw a headline about something, but I missed.
So Katt Williams went on the Shay show, Shannon Sharp show.
Yep.
And I mean, he just like let the cat out of the bag on a lot of people, Steve Harvey and Cedric Entertainer and Kevin Hart, and a lot of stuff that he said about how, some of these guys are like the gatekeepers in Hollywood, and they allow certain people to get in, and Katt Williams was never allowed because there's certain things he wouldn't do. Man, it got compelling, and it's been online for a while. Usually this stuff comes out and you'll hear about it. There'll be a few memes. It'll lose steam and you don't hear about it.
Yeah.
But this shit is lingering.
Wow.
And I think, because I do think there's some some legitimacy behind it. I remember the joke. There's a joke that Katt Williams had about spaceship, you know. Well, we go to outer space, you know, we're gonna be on a spaceship. If y'all go to outer space, we're gonna go to outer space. It's a whole thing. But Cedric the Entertainer stole the joke.
Ooh.
And the reason we knew he stole the joke is because he did it on his biggest tour, the Kings of Comedy tour. It was a tour they did back in the early 2000s before Bernie Mac died.
Yeah.
And he tells a joke, and the joke wasn't a big joke, or nobody knew he stole it at the time, because when Katt Williams did it, he did it on BET, like a Comic View type thing. But it was a very small show, and he was a very little known comedian at the time. The reason that it came out is because it was such a funny joke that Comic View used it in their marketing material. And so people heard it over and over and over again after Cedric stole it. And so now that shit is coming back, like they're coming to roost now, man. And all this shit is coming out about how Steve Harvey stole. You remember the show Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mark Curry.
Yeah.
Is it Mark Curry?
I don't remember
last name Curry anyway. He's a comedian, and he's the principal and blah, blah, blah. Well, that show goes off the air. Now you remember the Steve Harvey show.
Yeah.
Yeah. He plays a principal in the school. And it's weird because I believe it's Mark Curry. He comes out and basically like legitimizes Katt Williams' story. Like this actually happens in Hollywood. And the whole thing about, you know, every successful black comedian in Hollywood has to wear a dress at some point. And then he talks about Tyler Perry and stuff. And then it shows all the videos of all the comedians that have worn dresses. It's like Kevin Hart, Tyler Perry, like Jamie Foxx, like all these guys. So
what?
You know.
Did they say why that was a thing?
Well, it's like these gatekeepers. Yeah. He's like, well, if you want to be successful in Hollywood, this is what you need to do for us, and we'll make sure. I mean, it's a whole lot of conspiracy shit. Yeah. Some of it I believe about the joke stealing. Definitely believe some of that stuff. Yeah. Some of it, like this motherfucker said, he reads 3,000 books a year. It's like, what? Hold on, let me get the math on that. What? And he said he got admitted or accepted into college at age 7. He said he has like 4.4 speed. Like so some of the stuff is just like so far fetched, but it's mixed in with some stuff that could be very true. So I don't know, but the internet is just blowing up.
Yeah. Wow. Joke stealing is like a big deal. Like if Joe Rogan went after, who did he go after? But like, we went to actually go see.
Oh, he went through Carlos Mencia.
Carlos Mencia,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, yep. And we went to go see Carlos Mencia when he came here to the Comedy Club. Is it the Comedy Club that's in Town Center? Anyway, but he was hilarious. And then Joe Rogan, I started following him. I was like, oh, damn, he totally ripped him off.
Yeah, like it's crazy because these jokes, a lot, especially if you're like a comedian and you're a very popular comedian. These jokes are coming from some sort of life experience. Yeah. And, you know, you steal these jokes, you're like you're claiming a piece of this person's life. Like, I'm talking about, you know, this joke is so funny about me being poor, or me being this and me being that, because it happened to me. And I'm able to find humor in it because I lived it. Yep. And you just gonna take my shit? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, Joe Rogan was ruthless, man. He like destroyed his career. Like, but he didn't have one if he didn't like steal stuff. But what's his name? Iglesias? Not Julio Iglesias. Fluffy. Fluffy's coming to I think our area.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen him live.
Yeah.
I've never seen, who have I seen live in person? Well, I guess that's live. I saw Charlie Murphy, hilarious. Mike Epps, hilarious. I think that's about it. Okay. I haven't seen a lot of live shows.
Yeah, Carlos Mencia is the only one that we did, but I thought that Fluffy, I saw his stage performance. I don't know if he had a Netflix special or something, but he was funny, man.
Shit, everybody got a Netflix special. I think you might have a Netflix special and not know it. Everybody, Netflix is throwing Netflix. Yeah, come get Netflix. Just throw money, just backing a money truck up to people's houses and just dumping that shit.
You just send us some money. We will come up with something really good for you and original.
It'll be original, but then again, you talk about people like Dave Chappelle, like and has been talking about this shit for years.
Yeah.
How it's almost, he didn't, call it a secret society, but he has, talked about other, popular and like not actors, but comedians in this space, and how they won't let anyone else in.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Chappelle is like a guy that just blew it up. Like I started watching his special this weekend, and just the opening, I was like, oh my God. I don't know. People are just gonna come after him again.
Yeah, he's at the point now where he won't give a shit.
No,
come after me.
No,
he'll just make it funny. Like if you go after him, he'll just make you feel terrible about yourself. Dave's the man, dude. Dave's the only. I don't think there's any other comedian that can do that. No. Eddie can't do it. Chris Rock can't do it. He is almost untouchable. He has. Everybody has reported on Dave. The trans community, the like LGBTQ community, the like black community, the white, like everybody has beef with Dave Chappelle. Yeah. But everyone loves him at the same time. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Eddie was toying with going on doing a stand-up thing as well for a little while there, and I think he was testing out material in small clubs. But
Eddie Murphy, I heard the same thing.
I don't know if did he follow through with that? Do you know?
I don't know, man. You think Eddie will still have it though?
I don't think if I was Eddie, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, me either. Me either. It's like, dude, how much money you need?
Yeah. I wonder if with Eddie, is it about money or is it about like staying relevant? Is there? He doesn't even need to do that. He could just play donkey and he makes millions.
Yeah, shit. Fuck being relevant. Shit. Like this check.
Yeah.
Man.
But it's like nostalgia though. Like I would love to see Eddie Murphy live. Like things I miss, things I wish I did. Go see Prince. Like I was like, I'll see Prince at some point. Nope.
Yeah.
Queen. I would have loved to see Queen live. Nope. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. What, from a musical standpoint, who is out there, and I think we might have touched on this, but who's out there that you would drop everything to see?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm doing that to the end of the month. The band Extreme is playing in Rochester, so we're going to fly back up to Rochester. Yeah, man, they're playing at the Kodak Theater. Never grew up in Rochester, never got to check out the Kodak Theater. So they're playing there. They're not a huge band, but it was a band that I was like, I have to go see because Nuno is like an outstanding guitar player, and I'm hoping if it works out that I'll be able to get to meet him. Yeah. And how cool would that be?
That'd be cool as shit.
So, and the other thing is, I wanted to go to see U2 at the Sphere in Vegas.
Yeah, dude, I've heard some shit about that Sphere, man. That thing looks amazing. It looks awesome. How do you like? How much? What was the price tag on that place? Did you hear about how much it cost? Was it like $4 billion or some shit like that?
Oh, I know it was up there. It was like I don't know exactly, but it was in the billions. I know that. Jeez. And it's so. If you guys haven't seen the Sphere, just YouTube it or do yourselves a favor, check it out. It is a massive dome with screens on the outside, and they just have like, whether it's an emoji of a smiley face or a basketball or like a universe thing, it is amazing. And the inside is like just this amazing screens that are, I wish I.
So is that how it works? Like the projector or the screen from the outside projects onto the dome and that comes inside, and because it looks like it covered whatever picture, or like you said, stars, the Starry Night universe, whatever, it covers the entire inside of thing. So is that how it works? Is it like a projection type thing?
No, they're all like individual screens. They're all like LED panels that are just set in, and they program it to run whatever screen they want. And the amount of, I wish I did some research when I was in Vegas on it. The amount of actual screen panels on there, God, I can't even imagine.
It has to be thousands.
Thousands. And the amount of programming, like the actual computers that are running it and the engineers that are running the screens, there's like a team of guys running this thing. It is a technological engineering marvel. And whoever came up with it is just freaking brilliant. And it's crazy.
Yeah, we gotta go check it out. We're going to Vegas in the fall, so
oh, cool.
Hopefully we get a chance to check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going for a wedding, so
cool.
Not so cool. No, weddings are always fun.
Yeah.
They're always fun, even if you get married by Elvis.
Yeah. Did they? Are they working on a wedding dance?
I hope so. Although that would be cool. They'll make it worth the trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. But these my Jamie, my wife's friend Kelsey. So it'll be a good show.
Is it what hotel?
I don't even know where we're staying. Yeah, I'm gonna let her handle all that. I have a rule, not a rule, but when we do stuff with my friends, I plan everything, try to anyway. And then when we do stuff with her friends, I let her, because you don't want to feel like, you don't want your spouse to feel like you're like stepping on their toes,
right?
And it might not be an issue at all, but especially with stuff like weddings and stuff with the girls, you don't want to like say, well, we're gonna stay here, and it might have been a whole different plan or somewhere else to stay that you didn't know about, and now you're in the fucking doghouse for that bullshit. So that's kind of.
See, you don't have to be a movie director to make men feel uncomfortable. Like what?
Yeah. Lose situation.
Oh, man, just bring it back around.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, if you are interested in learning for your wedding dance, you know where you can go.
Segue.
Yeah. Check out the Arthur Murray Dance Studio here in Virginia Beach. Visit cutarug.net. We can make your wedding dream dance come true.
Wedding dream dance come true.
Yes.
I can vouch. Yeah. I did my wedding dance here, and it was dope.
Man,
it was cool as shit.
I got to say, their wedding dance, your choice of wedding song was freaking brilliant. You've got to tell them about that.
Yeah. So, Jamie, she
that was her idea?
That was her idea. So we had a couple of different songs we wanted to do. We wanted to do like Unchained Melody. Yep. We went Time After Time. There was a couple of different songs we wanted to do, but she just came one day and she wanted to do the song from The Wedding Singer, I Want to Grow Old With You by Adam Sandler. And in my head, when she first said it, I was like, what the fuck, And then when I heard it, it just clicked. It fit. The fit was like,
it's
perfect.
Definitely not a traditional song, but the amount of sentiment behind it and like the lyrics behind it, I was like,
it was real.
It was real.
It was real, and it was short. Which So I was like, okay, we can deal with this one. But Jamie, she's just one of those people who, if it feels good, we're gonna do it. Mm-hmm. No, she doesn't care what people think or what the masses have to say about it. It's just feels good, do it. So she's awesome in that way.
Did the guests, anybody comment about that song or anything? Or they just
everybody did. Okay. Like, oh shit, I know that song. Or is that the Adam Sandler song? Or I heard that song somewhere. Yeah, everybody did. It was cool, which makes the wedding memorable.
Yeah.
And between that and the open bar, the shit was fucking flawless. It was cool.
It's like when you go to an event, whatever the event is, what's the memorable thing that people are going to walk away with? Like the wedding, we always tell people, like, you're going to spend, like, what is it? The flowers. Like, my wife has this great quote. She's like, you can spend all this money on the flowers and the decorations and all that, but people won't remember that. And they'll remember whether it's your wedding dance or the vows or the venue, what the band was. It's like whatever the experience that they have, but they don't remember those little details that cost so much money.
Right, so much, Like when you think about that was a great wedding, what are like the key like points for you in a? What would it be? It's like, okay, that was a pretty good wedding, or that was a really good wedding.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the biggest things is we went to a buddy of mine's wedding, and it was an outdoor wedding, and you just remember the outdoor setting and of course the bride walking in. So the dress and the suit and how the formality behind it, behind the actual ceremony of your vow ceremony. I don't remember what they said, but I do remember how they looked at each other.
Right.
And that was beautiful, and how you can kind of capture that whole moment. And then the venue, and like, is the venue cool? Is it like, they didn't do a lot of decorations, but we didn't notice they didn't do a lot of decorations. Now, maybe we did because that's what we do, like party planning, event planning, like that's part of our business.
Right.
But as guests, I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't matter, but I do remember, I think we might have played this video for you, but they did a wedding dance, and then they did, the bride, she used to be in a dance group. She's from Peru, and there she's like,
oh yeah.
They did a whole Beyonce kind of thing, and it was
husband was going off. He loved that shit. Yeah, man. My wedding was a blur, man.
Yeah,
like I felt good because my wedding, everyone that was there, it was like these like lifelong relationships, right? Every groomsman, these were friends. Like there's nobody in my party that I hadn't known for like less than 15 years.
Wow.
You know, so, and that, that's awesome. And so you've been up and down the road with these people. And then, we get out there in front of all these people, and then you see your bride, and she looks amazing. And I worked on my vow. Like I worked on my vows.
Okay.
We had a vow book, and I wrote everything down and wanted to make sure it came out right. And obviously she goes first and let her do her vows. And dude, I am just so like over the moon, like in love with her and her vows at the time, that I totally I was fumbling my words. I forgot some of my vows. Like I'm like, how do I follow that?
Yeah.
Right? So, and just that feeling carried the entire rest of the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that feeling of just love for your wife and love for the people around you, and being fortunate to be able to celebrate with the people you care about. Is like that's what it's about. Like you hear so many stories about, my dad invited his business buddies or his golf buddies or people that I don't even know to a wedding and blah blah blah. You hear all these stories all the time, but you got to remember, when you get married for you. You don't get married for other people. And it's easy. We hear it all the time, and it's easy to say, but it's really easy to fall into the trap too. And hey, why don't you invite inviting so and so, and then those two people turn into 10 people, and then so. I'm glad that we had the experience that we had. It was cool. I wouldn't have changed a thing.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. We had a little bit of that. My parents, I'm their youngest, so they wanted their friends to see their youngest get married, and I was like, I don't know these people.
Yeah, right. You better come off them gifts though.
Yeah, they did give good gifts. I do appreciate that. Yeah, they gave the gifts that count, that money.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. It's like when people know, and they know that they're not supposed to be there, right? It's like, I ain't supposed to be at this bitch. Let me give him $1,000. Eating his food and drinking his booze. I'm at this motherfucker once in his entire life. Yeah. But it's shitty when you got like your parents want to invite people, but they're cheap motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
And here's $1, don't spend it all in one place. Like, get out of here, Gramps.
Yeah, speaking truth. Yeah.
Oh man, how long are we in? Any final thoughts, man?
No, I just hey, I appreciate we made that short. I appreciate y'all not subscribing, but following it and making some comments. We had a little bit of a delay coming back from Dulles to Virginia Beach, and just impromptu, I was like, hey, what would you guys do if you got stuck overnight? Would you stay at a hotel or rent a car and drive it to Virginia Beach? And I got some feedback on that. And the scenario was, actually, we did get the flight out, but in the past, we've got a flight canceled in Philadelphia. We had to stay. We were there. They kept delaying the flight, and when they delay it more than 5 times, it's going to be canceled. So we were a little proactive. A couple people that were coming back to Virginia Beach, we ended up renting a car, and I drove them all back instead of staying overnight, because we have had those times where we had to stay overnight at the hotel, and you go back to the airport, and it just messes up your schedule. So but it was cool that y'all commented. So that was kind of cool. But,
yeah, it's dope, man. I was surprised by that too. It's like it's my Wendy's like trailing behind. He's like leaving her. No. And if you get a chance, check out my short WWE reviews. I do 2 a week. I do one after Raw, and I do one after SmackDown. So just a quick overview of what happened during the show, what we can kind of expect from upcoming events, who's popular, who's hit, who's missed. So tune into that one. I love doing that. Just one person, me and the camera, and just giving you my thoughts on WWE, Raw, SmackDown, popular characters, who's over, who's not, who's a great heel, who's a terrible babyface. So
Good stuff.
Tune in.
Yeah. Cool. On that, we're going to
Peace.
see you next time.
See you later, y'all.